Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Dare series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dare video, I want to read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be continuing with Judges chapter 13. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bore not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman, and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive, and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come upon his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God, very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name. But he said unto me, Behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. Then Manoah entreated the Lord, and said, O my Lord, let the man of God which thou didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born. And God hearkened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again unto the woman as she sat in the field. But Manoah her husband was not with her. And the woman made haste, and ran, and shewed her husband, and said unto him, Behold, the man hath appeared unto me, that came unto me the other day. And Manoah arose, and went after his wife, and came to the man, and spake, and said to him, Art thou the man that spakest unto the woman? And he said, I am. And Manoah said, Now let thy words come to pass. How shall we order the child, and how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee, until we shall have made ready a kid for thee. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, What is thy name? That when thy saying come to pass, we may do thee honor. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is a secret? So Manoah took a kid with a meat offering, and offered it upon a rock unto the Lord, and the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came to pass, when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar, and Manoah and his wife looked on it, and fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appear to Manoah and to his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto his wife, We shall surely die, because we have seen God. But his wife said unto him, If the Lord were pleased to kill us, he would not have received a burnt offering and a meat offering at our hands. Neither would he have shewed us all these things, nor would as at this time have told us such things as these. And the woman bore a son, and called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. And the Spirit of the Lord began to move him at times in the camp of Dan, between Zorah and Eshtaol. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. I think when I read the chapters of Samson in the book of Judges, What stands out to me is the remarkable way that God sees his people. I want to say this. I want to say this. This is something I often reference when I think about the duality in terms of the good and evil. And I don't want to call the believers, in this case Christians, evil. That's not what I'm saying. They're good people. This idea of Jesus says that whosoever committeth a sin is a servant to sin. Why does he say that? He doesn't say to demean his people or to make them feel low. Instead, he says it because he wants to tell them the truth. The truth, described like this, that Jesus says to Peter, "Get thee away, Satan, for thou desirest the things that be of man and not the things that be of God." Does Jesus tell this to Peter because he wants to make Peter feel low? No. What else does he tell Peter? He says that thou art Peter, and upon this rock thou wilt found Christ's church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. So he tells Peter both of these things because of the fact that what? It's true. He tells him that it's true. He tells Peter that yes, he will deny him thrice before the cock crow. And then he also tells Peter that, look, you're going to be the one to lead this mission. Yeah, so it's important that Jesus says these things because he wants to treat his people with honesty and respect instead of sugarcoating life for them and telling them this and telling them that. What does he say? He says there will be persecutions. He says there will be, not if there will be. And it's incredible because this idea of Samson's life. Samson does a lot of great things in his life. He judges Israel. He's a judge of Israel, the strongest judge of Israel. And ultimately, Samson is done in, proverbially, so to speak, by his own lusts. He lusts for the harlot Delilah, and this ends up being his undoing. And what's so funny about it is that even at the end of his life, when Samson reaches out to God and calls upon him and says, "God, one last time, please help him and destroy these Philistines," and he does it, and he brings the columns down upon them. It's so powerful because it's like God, he shows mercy to his people, to the humans. Yeah, he shows mercy to them. In the fact that yes, Peter, for that idea that Jesus says, "Get thee away, for thou desirest the things that be of man and not the things that be of God." Yet, even after Peter leaves Jesus, what happens? Peter is essentially the first pope. And this idea that all the good that he does with his life, he does knowing that the Lord forgave him for leaving him in his pivotal moment. And I talk about this all the time. Of course, I believe that the great Saint Peter is in heaven at this time. And the idea being that I do believe that not one day passes where he thinks about, where he doesn't think about the fact that he left Jesus. Yet because of the way God is, God sees everything. He sees the bad, yes, and he also sees the good. And that's what I see when I look at Samson, as I see a microcosm of how God views his people. As strong, as capable, as incredible. And what holds him back? What holds a man back who says, "With the jawbone of an ass I have slain 1,000 men"? What holds a man like that back? Only Samson's own sin held him back. He picked the entire Gazan gate on his back. He brought down the columns. Like I said, that first one, he ripped the head off the lion. And not head off, but he rent him as he would have rent a kid. He was so strong, so capable. And ultimately only his own sin held him back. And what does Jesus say? He says, be therefore perfect, as your Father who art in heaven is perfect. Why? Because he knows how strong and how capable his people are capable of being. And he wants them to realize that potential. And he says, it's your own sins that are holding you back. Maybe I'm paraphrasing that myself, so let me not say Jesus specifically said that, but that idea that as a microcosm of the believer, that idea that Samson's own sins are, I wouldn't say microcosm of the believer, because Samson is unfortunately, his life is a tragedy. It's just that idea that you see so much good, right? Yeah, and that's like so important to see, even though Samson's life ultimately has that tragedy end. So with that, I'll go and end the Bible reading there for today and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked my software engineering job and I trained Jiu-Jitsu. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care and thanks again.